Hi, Malati Vijay Kumar welcoming you once again to Meen Cooks. In today's episode, let's see a drumstick Manchurian dry. Let's see the ingredients required. About half a cup of the scooped out pulp from cooked drumsticks. About half to 3/4 cup of finely chopped cabbage. Half cup finely chopped carrot. The green from the spring onions finely chopped, about 1/4 cup. A teaspoon of all-purpose flour. 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Salt to taste. Cooking oil. Half a teaspoon of soya sauce. Half to 3/4 teaspoon of pepper powder. A teaspoon of vinegar. Finely chopped ginger, finely chopped garlic, finely chopped onions, finely chopped capsicum, and 2 green chilies finely chopped. 2 teaspoons of tomato sauce, that's optional. You want to add, you can. Half a teaspoon of sugar. Now let's get started with the preparation for the Manchurian balls. In a large mixing bowl, add the cooked drumstick pulp, the carrot, the cabbage, about little less than half a spoon of salt, just a few spring onions. Now first let's mix them and then add the corn flour and the all-purpose flour. Let all the vegetables and the salt mix well. Now we can add a little pepper, a little soya sauce, that gives the Chinese flavor. So in goes 1 teaspoon of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. We'll mix them. If we require a little more, we can always add. You can check the salt now. We can add just a wee bit more so that when we add the sauce to it, it doesn't lose shape. So I'll add just half a spoon of all-purpose flour and a spoon of cornstarch. That should do. Now shape them into bite-sized balls and fry them. Now we've prepared the mixture for the Manchurian balls. Let's heat up the oil and fry them. The wok is hot, so we can add the oil now. Now let's heat up the oil and fry the Manchurian. Drop the Manchurian mixture into the hot oil. The shape is not very important. They could be round or just pakodas kind of pieces. And don't flip them as soon as you add them to the hot oil. Wait for a couple of minutes. Tilt your wok a little. Then you will be able to see that they're not sticking to the bottom. Then easily you can turn them over, fry them to a nice golden brown and remove them. You see it's not sticking to the bottom. Don't have to brown them too much. They need to just cook a little and you can bring them out. They're done. Let's remove them from the hot oil and drop the next batch. The vegetables are chopped so fine that they'll cook in no time in so much of hot oil, and even otherwise these vegetables can be eaten raw. The only thing that needs to be really cooked is your all-purpose flour and of course your cornstarch. We've not added too much of it. We've not added water primarily. It's just to absorb the moisture that we've added this, so that also will cook very fast. Don't make it too dark a brown, because once we add it to the sauce and make it dry, it will become a little more brown. The Manchurian balls are ready, so let's get started and bite into one. I love the flavor. We are very fond of Chinese food. This is simply outstanding. So now let's see how to make the corn flour slurry for the Manchurian sauce. About 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, to which we'll add about 3 teaspoons of water. If required, we could increase either, but this should be fine. Yes, I'll just show you. This will thicken the sauce. Now let's see how to make the sauce for the Manchurian balls. The wok is smoking, so let's add the oil. The oil has heated. We'll quickly add the garlic pieces, a spoon of ginger pieces, green chilies, the onions. You have to be quick in adding the ingredients. Have your exhaust on. Now let's add the soya sauce and the vinegar. This is the trump card. Now let's add a little salt. The sugar. And now about half a cup of water. Now let's add the finely chopped capsicum. We can add the tomato sauce. It's optional. You don't want to add it, delete it. Now some pepper. Continuously stir it. As I said, the tomato sauce is optional, but it does give a nice flavor and taste. So do add it, if not too much of it, just a teaspoon of it, along with half to 3/4 teaspoon of sugar. These two help in balancing all the flavors, and you get a nice rounded taste, and it is just like what you eat in a Chinese eatery. Now mix your slurry well and quickly add it to the wok and stir it. Now let's add the Manchurian balls. Don't cook in the gravy for too long. Now let's add some spring onions, and our dry Manchurian is ready. Now let's put off the gas and simply attack it. Before adding the soya sauce, just check. Soya sauce has a salt in excess. So if you add too much salt to your gravy and then add your soya sauce, your entire dish will become very, very salty. The capsicum pieces we had cut fine for another recipe, and I used the same bits which were in excess. But if you are making it at home, you don't have to cut it so fine. They can be bite-sized pieces, cubes, so that they retain the crunch, and when they cook in this sauce, it tastes ultimate. Enough of lecturing. I cannot wait to taste my Manchurian. Thank God the salt is not in excess. Have it piping hot Nothing like this. Chinese food, as I've already said, needs to be cooked on a high flame. So assemble all the ingredients and start adding them quickly. Don't delay, don't spoil your dish. I'm sure this has motivated you to cook. Do try it and give your feedback. For the recipe, click on meenman.com. For all your non-veg requirements as well, click on meenman.com and place your orders. Do follow us on FIT, that is Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing it to you. Thank you.